gave away $100. You were late. Thank you. $1,000. You missed it. You missed it. You missed it. Thank you all so much for coming here today. Thank you. You're all beautiful and wonderful. Hello, sweetie. Oh, he's talking on the phone. Oh, he's talking on my bookmark. That's great. I'm holding my products. First of all, I want to acknowledge all the ladies in the house. So all the ladies, give yourself love. And for being part of the Black Women's Expo and the experience of sisterhood. We're all sisters. We're all sisters. And give love to all the testosterone in the house. You see the men? Give them love. They showed up. And they're smart because this is the place to get the ladies, is to be here with the ladies. If I would do it, I'd be here with all of you. So I always like to start with what I know. And here's what I know. And what you don't know about me is that I'm actually kind of psychic. And I can feel people's energy. And I can tell that there's someone in the room that wants me to say, woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. And I want you all to know, it's important that you know that woo, woo, woo is not some sitcom catchphrase that a bunch of writers wrote for me. Woo, woo, woo is something that my mother used to say to me and my baby brother when we were growing up. And it was when words would fail her. If you had fallen down, it hurt you. Woo, 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 woo. Mommy, I don't feel good today. Woo, 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 sweetie. And I don't know about my woo, woo, woo. It meant I love you, I see you, I acknowledge you, I got your back. I'm your ride or die chick. Although she would never say ride nor die. But that's what that term is, and it meant I feel you. And one day we were on the set and we were rehearsing, and I just said, woo, woo, and the producer said, I don't know what that is, but keep that in the show. And they started writing that in, so that's what woo, woo, woo. And I love that people still say it must resonate with you, the woo, 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 and I'll be saying that till I'm 80. There are certain sitcom folks who I won't name who had a catchphrase but won't ever say it again. You cannot get, I'll just go there. You cannot get Jimmy J.J. Walker to say dynamite.
That's right.
He will not say it. He will not. And maybe because he feels he's not getting paid for it. I don't know what his story is, but I'm going to say woo woo whether or not the residual checks are coming in. Now let's talk about that. Thank you all for watching the show for as long as you did. I appreciate it. And the residual checks still come in, although they've slowed down. They used to be really, really big, like sweepstakes checks. You know them big old checks you see on TV? Now they've slowed down. The mailman opens it and says, you may not even want to open this, Kim. Ain't nothing inside. Ain't nothing inside. Ain't nothing inside. So I have to add them up, but they still come, so thank you. And it was a joy to do that show. And can you tell how much fun we were having? Can you tell? Mm-hmm. You should know we were laughing every single day on that set, so thank you so much. So, in this new part of journey of my life, so I'm still an actress and a comedian and a supermodel.
That's right. That's right.
That's
right. That's right.
I'm so charmed by you, Kim Cole. All of that is still there, but I decided to move into a new area of my life by using my personal gift to share with the world and to remind each of you that you all have a gift too. And how many of you know that you have a gift inside of you? How many of you know? You know what that is? Do you know what your gift is? You know what it is? You know what you do that nobody else in the world can do? What's your gift? Say it again. Mentoring girls, that's in your soul to do, that's in your passion. Your gift is your soul's work, it's your passion, it's that thing that lights you up every day. It's that thing that you would do for free. But guess what? When you do that thing, you'll actually get paid to do it. I think what happens is the universe or God or Source or Yahweh or Jehovah or whatever you call what's connecting all of us says, wait a minute, she's doing what I sent her there to do. Let me send her all the resources she could use, all the help that she could use. Let me send her money and grants and whatever it is that you need to build your dream and build your gift out large and in charge. And each of us has it. And I've always been intrigued by that thing that we all are completely different. Each one of us is different. There's no two of us that are exactly alike. And yet we all have that in common, that there is something special inside of us, and you were born to do it. And I'm here to encourage you and inspire you to do that. I found out through a series of interesting life journeys, challenges, dark times, that my gift is love and laughter. And I kind of always knew it, but you need to be pushed to the wall. And sometimes you go through those dark times to come out in the light and go, oh, wait a minute, I knew what I I knew all along. I just need to go through all. Why did I need to create all this drama in my life to tell me what I already knew? I was light and laughter and love and laughter when I was 5 and 6 and 7 years old. Why am I trying to find myself? I've already been there. And I invite you all to really connect to that thing that you already know and don't run away from it. Just go ahead and step into your greatness, whatsoever that is, and we all have it. And we all, I don't know, I say it this way, that what if the world is waiting for you to do that thing that only you can do? What if they're waiting for you? The world needs you. And it's true. So I'll tell you about this little journey. Oh, and by the way, when I went on this journey, you're going to hold that up the whole time you're on it. You're going to get so tired. Just keep going. Just keep talking. I love Chicago. Keep talking. So doggone sexy. I want to just give some special love to Chicago and tell you all how important this city is to me. I don't want to cry, but it will stop me. You know, like, okay, so I'm in menopause. And I'm hot flashing, applauding for that. You were just creating a breeze for yourself, weren't you? Yeah, I'm having a hot flash, and maybe if I hot flash, I won't cry, because all the moisture comes out of all the surfaces. Chicago is important to me because I lived here for 8 months, 2007, 2008, doing a show called In the Loop with iVillage. It was on WMAQ, NBC. And this city nourished me in a way that I didn't know I needed. Like, it turns out that this city was Oz to me. You know how Dorothy goes to Oz and discovers herself and her tin man and her heart and her thing and you know, don't look behind the curtain, all that this place represented. Because I was sick of Hollywood and I was sick of the rules and I was sick of the rules that I didn't know how to break. I thought I'd already broken them and I was sick of not working and feeling unworthy because I wasn't working. That's the thing about Hollywood, and I don't know if this is, I think it is true in other jobs too, like what you do for a living, like whatever it is that you do, and if something happens where you're not doing that thing, there's a level of self-worth, like, well, I'm not doing that thing, that label that people put on me. I'm an actress and a comedian. I was on a hit show for 5 seasons. Living Single was the #1 show in African American homes for 5 seasons. And I call that show my sparkling jewel. And although I worked, after that, I did a couple of episodes of Frasier, and I did One-on-One, and I did a lot of other things. Nothing has ever reached that level of importance of, you know, things of importance or longevity. And there's a question that people ask you when you're an artist, and you might even get this in real life. Well, what are you working on now? And you'll think it's really cool to say, so what are you working on now? But when you don't have an answer to that question, this is how it sounds. What are you working on now? That's my career going by. And it hurts not to have an answer to that question, especially since you were Sinclair for 5 years and you were making a whole lot of money. By the way, can I tell you, the money and the free food alone is worth thinking about getting into show business. There's free food all the time. And by that 5th year, I was making a whole lot of money. And by that 5th year, I had gotten myself an SL 500. You know that car, the Mercedes Benz. That's the Benz that when you press the button, the top just comes off.
Oh, wow.
Sun. I don't know if I like the sun, but the sun is out today. I was the girl with the SL 500 with the tinted windows and the personalized license plate. Which, by the way, what somebody's saying to you when they have the tinted windows and the personalized license plate is they're saying, I want you to know that it's me, but I don't want you to see me. It was Kitty Cat. I don't even like cats. I'm allergic to cats. But Kitty Cat roared. I was that chick. I'm getting them young. I'm getting them young. Starting them out young. So lots of money. Lots of money, lots of cars, lots of expensive homes, a fur or two, which by the way, I enjoy wearing my fur in Chicago. Nobody gets mad at you wearing fur, because it's so daggone cold.
Okay.
You can't wear your fur in a whole lot of other places. People throw stuff on it. People here like, girl, can I get that fur coat? Where'd you go? I got that coat when it was 40 degrees. It was way too warm to be wearing fur, but I was rocking it here in Chicago. So going back to what I was saying, thank you all so much for fueling me, and you didn't even know you did. And when that show got canceled, I was devastated because I knew I had to go back to Hollywood. And the truth is, no matter where you go, there you are. The problems didn't go away. I just found myself a little bit here in this wonderful town. And so far, I was going to meet a husband, and that never happened. But it's good because Midwest men, you got to cook for a Midwest man. You can't be serving snacks. You're like, I want a meal. I want some steak. I can't be serving you chicken tenders. I mean, a man from LA, chicken tenders will do just fine. No, you want a meal. Where's my mashed potatoes, girl?
Okay.
Which I'm about to tell you all about. And I'm just going to keep it real with you guys today. What you see is what you get with me. And I'm starting to tell these stories because there's so many of us in that job in Hollywood who have to stand behind the curtain, have to always be pretty, have to be on the red carpet. I want to take you all behind some of the glamour. I want to take you to, the day that I realized that my bank account was dipping really, really, really low because I had shopped it all away. So my thing is shopping. That's my thing. And I'm not saying that this might or might not be you. There might be somebody else in the room who has a shopping thing. I found through a whole lot of exploration and therapy that shopping is about bringing in things that to cover yourself up and to prove to yourself that you're worth something. Look at all that stuff I got. I got all this stuff now. And not even dealing with the stuff that's on the inside, and that's what I was doing. By the way, I also want to drop a little knowledge about the red bottom shoes. The red bottom shoes that are so popular right now. They're expensive, and they're red on the bottom. But do you know that when you walk, the red wears off? It wears off. And so you think about all these people who are spending all this money for a pair of shoes that after you walk the first time, the red is gone. And there's a whole industry that's set up to help you repaint your red bottoms. And I think about the red as the blood that's coming out of my checking account every week when I wear these red bottom shoes. So be careful about where you put your worth and what you put your value in. There's some pair of shoes that doesn't matter. If you happen to have that kind of cash, then go ahead and get yourself some. But if there's something else you can spend your money on, like your education or just keeping it in the savings account, then go ahead. Okay. I'm trying to help you. I don't want you to go through what I went through. There's nothing worse than a credit manager calling your house and knowing exactly who you are. Nothing worse. Yes, hello, this is Kimberly. I'm Kimberly Coles. I'm calling about my car. Kim Coles, be clear! I went on this journey and I got all the way blue, you guys, all the way blue and all the way depressed because I had no money left and no way to make any. I'm counting on Hollywood to say, hire me. And I had to go through the journey now that took me to the place of saying, well, wait a minute, what are my gifts? What would I do if I was not on a television show? What can I do? Oh, love and laughter, the gift that's been there all along. Guess what? I could spread love and laughter doing anything. I could be a toll booth clerk at McDonald's, or toll booth clerk or work at McDonald's, or do hair, or do people's toenails, or come and talk to people about love and laughter. Hello. And Hollywood is still there, and guess what? Hollywood keeps calling me now because I'm going to do something else. Okay. During this process, I realized if I'm going through it, maybe other people are going through it too. Who in this room has been through it? You've been through it. You might be going through it right now. Now, keep your hands up for just a second. I want you to look around the room and see that you are not alone. You're not the only one. Do you see your friends? You see your girlfriends? You see your male friends? I appreciate you, sir, for raising your hand. I appreciate you for raising your hand. Thank you for telling the truth about it because we're not alone. We all go through it. I went through it and I thought it's time for me to start sharing my love and laughter and helping people to get through it in my own special way. And the way for you to find your gifts is to go through gratitude, intention, forgiveness, triumphs, and self-love. GIFTS. Clever. Ding, ding. It's a clever way to remember. These are the principles that I think you need to really dig down deep and ask yourself those questions that will get you to the other side. And the other side is you and your magnificent self. Let's start with gratitude. Gratitude unlocks everything for you. For me, gratitude is the beginning, it's where I start. That no matter what is not working in my life, if I just turn my attention to what is working in my life, it gives me a fresh perspective. It puts me in focus on what's really, really great and what's really working, and I don't have to worry about what's not working. What's not working is really none of my business. That's right, girl, testify. What is working in your life is what matters. And we have the problems, we have the challenges, but I promise you, and I invite you to take a look at what is working. So this is the story. I was going through this tough time, and I got myself a little bit of therapy. Through the Screen Actors Guild, you can get 40 sessions of therapy a year and a $20 copay. I'm a budget shopper. That's a budget. That's a budget diva. I got myself to therapy, and the woman told me to keep a gratitude journal. She said, just keep a gratitude journal for 30 days. It's going to change things. You know, when you're depressed, you're looking for 5 things to be grateful every day. I don't know. I'm happy for the 5 fingers on my left hand. I'm happy for the 5 fingers on my right hand. I'm happy. I'm grateful that I woke up this morning. You know, being grateful from that attitude space is not a good place to be. Shaking your fist at the sky. I'm grateful. Yeah, whatever. I'm grateful. By the second week, I ran out of little things to cheat about. And I had to go looking for things to be grateful for. I had to go looking for the magic. Oh, I woke up this morning. Go ahead and write that down. Oh, I still have a roof over my head. Better write that down. I still have both of my parents. They're alive and well. I wrote that down. Every day I started finding new things to be grateful for, and I started getting away from what was not working and into the space of, look at what's joyful, look what's abundant in my life. Let me put some of that stuff on eBay. That was about shopping. Let me put some of that stuff in consignment shop. Let me let these diamonds go. I don't wear them anyway. I'm scared somebody's going to steal them from me. And the focus and things began to change for me. The magic began to happen. And I kept this gratitude journal for 30 days. And on the 31st day, I wanted to keep going, so I did. I'm going to tell you guys that on the 32nd day of me keeping that journal, I received a residual check that paid my mortgage for 5 months. So here's the deal. Maybe the check was on the way. I don't know. Maybe it was already on its way to me and I didn't unlock nothing. But here's the deal. I know when that check came in, for the first time I didn't go shopping away. I was grateful for it, and I paid my bills, and I took care of some business, and I was able to put some things away so that the rainy days always come. But the sun comes out too, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's the piece about gratitude. I invite you all to write a gratitude journal. That's why I wrote this book. It is tell some of the stories, tell some of my journey, and I leave space for you to tell your own journey. And in 30 days, it just changes your perspective. There's a light that comes out of you because you're not in that like crunchy space. You're in the space of light, which is where you're supposed to stay, even when it's ugly, and it gets ugly, right? The next principle is I, for intention. And I have several feelings about intention. For me, intention is about your to-do list, but it's your spiritual to-do list. Because don't we all have a to-do list? We have, I got to pick up the dog from the vet, I got to buy some more baby food, I got to hold this. What about your spiritual to-do list? What about deciding who you're going to be that day and then remaining in that space? I am not going to let my coworker get on my nerves, even though she does every day. Today I'm going to stay in peace and clarity and harmony. Go ahead on. We all have that, right? You want some high five? I can feel the high five. Today I'm not going to get mad on the freeway. What do y'all call me? The freeway, the highway, the beltway?
Expressway.
Come on now. That, whatever that is. I'm on Dan Ryan. Me and Dan Ryan have a good day. And I'm telling you, the freeway will open up for you when you just go, today is the day I'm not going to get upset. And these are simple things, but you unlock all these little things, and I'm telling you, life gets better. The way gets smoother for you. That's the first piece I have about attention. And that where your attention goes, energy flows. What you think about, you bring about. It's so true. How many times have I think about that old ex got on my daggone nerves, and how does he just pop up? I just run into him at the grocery store. I was thinking about you, but not in a good way. Let me turn my attention to something else. I'm going to tell you all a story. So after I got rid of my SL 500, because I took that lease right back to the Mercedes-Benz dealership. And I believe I rode a scooter home, I'm not sure. Because it was too expensive if you ain't got a job, shoot. So I bought myself a Jeep, and this is back in 1996. And in 1996, a black Jeep, all black with chrome wheels, that was hot. And then about 2012, that thing was, it kept breaking down, and the radiator hose would come off, and I would spend money to get it fixed, and it still wasn't fixed, it was just raggedy. And I would curse that car every time I got it. Oh, we're gonna drive today? Or we gonna bring her? Oh, okay. And I felt unsafe driving it, and my energy around it was this old piece of crap, and I couldn't afford a new car. It was a piece of crap, and I couldn't afford a new one. I really couldn't. I had no job coming in. I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. And a friend said to me, what if you just took your attention away from that raggedy Jeep that you used to love, and just said, I want a new car. And what if I were to get a new car, what would I get? And I can't even think like that, because I ain't got no possibility to get a new car. It doesn't matter if you ain't got the possibility. God will make a way for you. Just think about what you want. Okay, well, what would I want? I want something comfortable, and the payments are something I could control, and I am going to tint the windows. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tint the windows. I may not get a personalized license plate, but let me just start thinking about what I would want. And I started putting that in my mind. Around that time, I get a job to go and speak in Detroit. Huh? Hey, wait a minute. What's the nickname for Detroit?
Motor City.
Motor City! Motor City. You know what I did? I got on the microphone, I did my thing, and then I announced to everyone sitting there, about as many people here, is there someone here who works for a car company? Hands go up, it's Detroit. GM, Lincoln Continental, a Cadillac, a GMC. Homegirl needs a car, can y'all hook a sister up? I just put it out there, I didn't know. By the end of my speech, someone came up and said, I'm an executive at GM, and I'm going to get you the employee discount. What? The employee discount. So now I went to the GM dealership. I hadn't even think about GM cars. Let me just see what, this Malibu right here is right cute. I sat down with the salesman, and he told me there was a rebate on the car. I said, a rebate? That's wonderful, I'll take it. All kinds of incentives. Oh yes, I'll take them all. I was holding on to that employee discount in my back pocket though. And he reduced the cost, and this came down and that came down. I said, and bam, employee discount. Steam came out of his ears. Where did you get this? Don't be asking me no questions.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You're shaking your head. It's a true story. It reduced the cost down to, it was manageable, even if I wasn't on a TV show. So this is it. I turned my attention. I didn't know how it was going to happen. It just happened. I just put it out in the world. And I'm going to tell you guys too, I'm inviting you, especially in the day that we're here and we're all in a sisterhood and a brotherhood and we're together. You never know who here you can network with. You never know who can help you with something. And we're so busy in our own little show. Yes. Thinking that we've got to do it all by ourselves. No, we can come together, you guys. We really can. There's the answer to your question might be right here in this room, right here in this space. Put your energy out there. My new thing is to ask for what I want boldly. And I'm going to ask knowing that I'm going to receive it, but because I already give the world so much too. I'm giving out, I'm giving this, I'm giving that. I can get a free car. Maybe not free. They reduced it to under $10,000. I'm not going to tell a lie. So that's the first. This can happen for you too. It can, your version of this. There's another story about intention I want to tell you all. This is really important too. I have my favorite auntie. One of my favorite aunties, used to tell me this story when I was a little girl. When we would go down to Raleigh, North Carolina to visit my family, and we would have these family reunions, and she would tell me these stories. So you know what, Kimberly, you remind me of a beautiful Native American Indian princess named Princess Pita. And she told me the story of Princess Pita. And what I would do is listen to the story, and then she would say, now go off and draw. So first she would tell me that she was a beautiful Indian princess, and she was smart, and she was powerful, and she would stand on the plains, whoosh, whoosh. She was as smart as the boys. She could run as fast as the boys, shoot her arrow, ride the horses. She was powerful. And then I would go and draw pictures of Princess Pita. And the next time I saw her, she would add to the story that one time she was challenged, and she had to run with the other warriors, and she became the strongest warrior of them all. Like, wow. And this was very good for me. Listen, I told you I'm 51. Did I tell you I'm 51? I said, probably tell you I'm 51. Not because I look good, but go ahead.
That's right.
And by the way, no work yet. But I will one day. That's another story. I'm telling you this because those of you who are maybe 45 and up will know that we didn't have dolls in our image back then, like real, there was Chrissy, once you press her belly button, her hair would grow. But there weren't a whole lot of chocolate dolls or caramel dolls in our image. And the stories, the fairy tale stories were Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty, all women who needed a man to come and rescue them to feel strong and powerful and amazing. So here I was learning this story of Princess Peach who could run and jump and be. Turns out that Princess Peter was the only daughter of the chief. And in this society and in that society, only the men can become the chief. So she had to petition to become the chief when her father got ill. And they said, if you go out and pass all the tests, the same tests that all the men do, then you can be chief. And she did it. She won. And this is happening over a course of years. Every year she would tell me another piece of the story, and I loved it. And I felt that whoosh, 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 I could be an Indian princess on the plane. Whoosh. Do you feel the wind going through my buckskin breath? Time goes by and the stories stop, because I'm grown now. About the time I start looking at boys, I don't want to hear nothing about Princess Peach. It's okay. I'm about 35 now, I call my Aunt Inez, and can I just tell you, I want to tell you how important those stories were to me for all those reasons I'm explaining to you. And it was so important that I had this other image other than Barbie and Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty, a woman who's laying down and letting a man kiss her, wake her up. What? I'm not saying that can happen, but it never happened in my life.
Hello.
And I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Anybody coming riding on a white horse? Maybe a white Cadillac or a white Lincoln Continental. But ain't nobody coming on a white horse to save me for nothing. Peter saved herself. I didn't finish telling you all the story. She ended up becoming the chief by fighting all these, doing what she had to do. And then she became a great chief. She saved all the other tribes, and they you know how women do, like, let's get together. You bring the corn, you bring the bison. We're all gonna be one. She's a wonderful chief. I told my aunt, can I tell you, those stories really affected me and they made a difference in my life. And she started to laugh. And she said, Kimmy, you know that Princess Peter never really existed. And I said, well, no, I kind of figured out that it was a fairy tale. And she said, no, she really never existed. I never told you that PETA stands for pain in the ass. Pain in the A. After I gathered my breath, I said, what do you mean by this? She said, well, you were just so precocious as a little girl. You would come and ask us lots of questions. You just wanted to hang out. You wanted to be with grown folks. And so I would tell you a story so you would go off and do your imagination, do your drawing. I got you out of underneath us. P-I-T-A. And here I am having her on a plane with wind blowing through her buckskin in long braids, which every little black girl really wanted anyway. That's a whole other conversation about the hair. Hold on. And in that instant, I knew I had a choice to make. I could now make that story the worst thing that ever happened to my life, that my auntie has been lying to me for years. And she says to me, I thought by now your mother would have told you. You mean my mother knew? My mother knew. My mother was in on the joke. I called my mother and she was so upset. She said Inez was never supposed to tell you. She did not speak to her own sister for 2 weeks because of that. And I kept telling my mother, no, you don't understand that there was no damage done. She had set an intention. The intention was actually really cool. It was to get me out of the room, get me into my own imagination, and get me out of y'all's way. Didn't you like that? And so, here's the story of this. I could turn into the worst pain in my life ever, and it was actually a really beautiful thing. It's a good story. I'm saying to you I'm telling you the story so you can look inside your own life, where there's a story that you've been telling yourself for years, and you say, I can't stand when so-and-so said such and such to me, and he was such a so-and-so, and all this. Is there some light? Is there some good that came out of it? Are you in a better place because that thing happened, and even if it means that you're not there anymore? Tell yourself a different story. I tell myself the Peter story is awesome, not only because I get to come and share it with all of you. But the other piece of it that ends up being just like that little extra ding is that what I didn't tell you all about the car is that a relative passed away and left me some money. I didn't even know she had any money. It was this aunt. She had lived modestly her whole life, and she saved up enough money to leave all of her aunts, all of her nieces and nephews, enough money for one of them to put a huge down payment on a car. And that was that aunt. And I have named that Chevy Malibu that I got on discount, I've named it Princess Pita.
That's right.
The moral of the story is that there really is a story that you're telling yourself over and over and over again. That's something, turn it around and make it something beautiful, because it is. If you really look for it, it's there. That brings me to F for forgiveness. This is a perfect time to talk about forgiveness, because I had to forgive her for what she did and forgive my mom, and it was actually just fine. And the thing about forgiveness is that forgiveness would take 17 years for us to really get to. But you know, and I bet you know, that forgiveness is one of the most important qualities to nurture and have in your life. Forgiveness opens up your life for so much more. What old stuff are you holding on to in your heart that if you cleared the cobwebs of that, something new could come in? Maybe it's a new job, maybe it's a new love, maybe it's whatever. Maybe you're holding on to something in your body. Maybe that's what that big old butt right is right there. So you think that's potato chips. It might be something that you're holding on to that you need to keep filling yourself up. I know, because I speak from experience. Does somebody in this room have something that you know that if you let it go, there's some room for something else? I'm not going to make you tell, but who else? You do? There's more hands, more people. You got somebody to forgive. Somebody that hurt your feelings a long time ago. Thank you. Thank you for being honest. You know who it is. You know what I love to say? I love to say that I forgive my ex-husband. I forgive my ex-husband. I do. And I forgive myself for marrying him. I do. It was crazy when I'm married, but I'm married and I knew it. I've had that experience, you know, I've had to let it go. We're friends now. I had to let it go. There was I was going through this process of healing. I went to go see one of those healers, you know, lady with an accent that you don't quite know where she's from. And she said, "You have an angry ankle. An angry ankle. Why is your ankle so angry?" My ankle was angry. And I had to think about it. I said, what happened to my ankle? Oh, I know. I hurt my ankle one time. I hurt my ankle. Well, it was a discussion my ex-husband and I were having, and he kind of got a little rough. He kind of choked me. He choked me. And you know in the movies, whenever they choke somebody in the movies, the person always goes up against the wall. I can tell you from experience that that's not what happens when somebody chokes you. When someone chokes you, you are gasping for air and you buckle and you go down. I went down and I sat on my ankle and I tore ligaments in my ankle. And he carried me to the hospital, because that's what they do. He still took me to the hospital. And I got a cast on my leg up to my knee. I was 23 years old. Now here comes the juicy part. That's 2 weeks before I married him. 2 weeks before. In fact, he carried me up the steps to the Justice of the Peace. We got married at City Hall because I couldn't navigate my crutches up the steps. And I thought, wow, it's so romantic that he's carrying me up the stairs because I have a cast on my leg.
Yes, he choked you.
Ankle.
Wow.
I could have gotten away. I couldn't run very fast because I had a cast on, but I could have gotten away. And I'm telling you this story because I know that there's somebody in this room who has an angry ankle or an angry arm, or an angry face, or an angry heart. And you don't have to tell me who you are, but I feel and I know that there's someone in this room who's holding that in. And you know what? There came a place where I had to let it go. Because, listen, here's part of it. He was going through whatever he was going through. And if I said he was doing the best he could with what he had, from where he was, and I know his history, that doesn't mean he should have hurt me, but that means I can let that go and go, he's got his own pain. My ankle's just fine right now. I can walk on my ankle. And I could walk and get away. And so forgive, let go, release. You don't need it anymore. It's not your story. It's not who you are. It's a piece of your story. There's so much more to have, be, do, and be. Be, do, and have. You feel me? Who knows what I'm talking about? Hallelujah. Give me a hallelujah on Sunday. Y'all got real quiet. I won't even tell you that that's not the only abusive relationship that I've had. We all have them. People say things to you. A guy actually said to me, it's funny. I don't tell this story very often, but security guards love me. I don't understand it. They just love me. I go places, security. Hey, you doing, Kim Cole? How you doing, Kim Cole? Especially if they're like missing all of their teeth. Kim Cole, how you doing, Kim Cole? Kim, how was it?
Oh my goodness.
And this guy that I was dating at the time, I said, security guards just love me. And he said, you know why that is, don't you? I said, I don't know why, because it's Sinclair, and I look like I'm real friendly, and I'm really nice. He says, no, it's because you're kind of fat. I said, well, because I'm fat, that's why security guards love me. That's why that toothless guy likes me. He says, no, he thinks he has a better chance at you because you are chubby. Here's the deal. Because you're chubby, a man looks at you and goes, she probably has less self-esteem. I have a better chance at her. And this is the man I'm dating. He's talking to me.
Wow.
How you think about me and how you think about yourself. And I kicked him to the curb with my angry ankle. I wrote all these notes I'm not even looking at. Where are we on time, by the way? How are we on time? I'm in this room till 3:30. What time is it now? Okay, well, I got to cut it back. Okay, we got time. Okay, good. So I want to make sure I'm giving you as much. Thank you, lady. By the way, I love that you are young. How old are you? You're 18 years old. There's an 18-year-old beautiful sister sitting up front, and she's here on this type of day, getting fed and nourished. This is the kind of stuff that now, whether it's me talking, whoever it is that you go and see today and yesterday and this weekend, these kinds of weekends are very important for us to be nourished and fill ourselves up. And you're going to live a better life because you came to, not because you came to see Kim Cole, because you came to the Black Expo.
That's right.
Okay. So, the next principle, G-I-F-T. T for triumphant. Triumphant is who you are. It's your magnificent self. It's what you belong doing. It's bigging yourself up. Here's the thing, we don't celebrate ourselves. We don't. We're really good at tooting other people's horns. How many people here can toot somebody else's horn? Girl, you're doing so good. You look so pretty. I love your hair. I like those earrings. You look good. Did you lose weight? You can do that for everybody else, but do you do it for yourself? Do you toot your own horn? Do you get a promotion and go, great, I got the promotion. Finally, keep moving. No, stop and wait a minute. Did you lose 2 or 3 pounds and go, wait a minute, I lost 2 or 3 pounds. Did you do whatever it is you do? Did you accomplish something at work? Did you accomplish something at school? Did you make something? Did you have something? Did you set a goal on something and meet that goal and exceed it? And we just keep going. Stop and celebrate. I say bake your own cake, put your candles on it, and blow that sucker out. That's it. It's okay to do this a little bit, to stop and just do this. And we get mad when we see other women who do that. She's so conceited. She thinks she's so cute. Look at her. She thinks she's so cute. She is cute. And she knows it. And guess what? So are you. Work it. Don't you see those people confident guys going on? You better work it, girlfriend. Work it. Be triumphant. Celebrate where you are all the time. Because it gives you a chance to rest in that space and go, I got it going on. The other piece of that is it builds confidence. We do that with our kids. Don't you go, what's his name? Imani, Shamani? Kendall, Shamani. No. Little Kendall, look what you did. Good for you. You finished on your vegetables. Little Kendall. He's ignoring me. He's playing with Rush. Don't we do that for our kids though? We give them love and we nourish them in that way. Well, good job. Gold star for you. Okay, who remembers getting gold stars in school? Oh my God. Remember getting the gold star? Remember that it was, you understand, it was a piece of tin foil that was sticky on the back. And your teacher would put that on top of your paper. You go, oh, I got a gold star. Give yourself a gold star. When I was keeping my gratitude journal, I actually bought a little package of gold stars. And I would give myself a little gold star. And sometimes I found little purple ones, and it's so silly, but it's so like, look at me, let me stop and have a moment and rest in that space of celebrating, baking my own cake, putting the candles on the cake, and blow it out. Good job, good job, you. Good job, you. Nothing wrong with doing that. Are you all willing to do that for yourself? Yeah. Triumphant. And, okay. So I went to a wedding. And I sat down at the table. There were some people there who, kind of recognized me. Oh my God, Miss Clary from the TV show. Okay, hi, how are you? There was a lady there with her husband who was just real tight. When people were just all closed up. Don't come to a wedding if you're all closed up. It's not love that day. And she was sitting with her husband who was so handsome and fine but never said a word. So he was open, but he was, and she was just, So someone at the table said, oh, I recognize you. You're Kim Colson. Yes, I am. And she says, well, I don't know who you are. I said, I'm just an actress. I was on a TV show called Living Single. Well, I've never seen it. Okay, that's okay. That's all right. You ain't got to see it. That's all right. It's on the rerun 17 times a day, but that's okay. So as the dinner progressed, you begin to talk, and someone came up to the table, and he was Latino, and I like to try to speak a little bit of Spanish, like, oh, buenas tardes, gracias. Oh, God, you speak Spanish? And I tell you, I grew up in New York. Everybody speaks Spanish when you grew up in New York. Y'all got Puerto Ricans here in Chicago. You can learn some Spanish. It's easy. And I think it's important to learn a few words in other people's languages. It makes them so happy to say, hola, or, tikanis to the Greeks, or this, just say hello. Or if you say, to a Russian person, if you say, what's the word? I forgot how to say hi. Who knows how to say hi in Russian? You do. Huh? You don't know how. You do. What? You don't know. Do you know? Yes. There's a. Dorje. That's great. Hi. How are you? They get so happy. Like, how do you know this Russian? How do you know? You say Yalo Ludibia, that means I love you. How do you know this? Yeah, I love you. This makes them happy. I'm forgetting the other word. Okay, so she's like, well, I think this is America and everybody should speak English. And I was like, oh, okay, lady. I'm just trying to make nicey with the little man, okay? Later on, somebody comes up to me and they say, oh, Miss Coles, if I'd known you were going to be here today, I would have brought a copy of your book. Not this book, the first book. I'm free, but it'll cost you. I would have brought a copy of the book for you to sign. Oh, you're an author? I'm like, yes, I am. I wrote a book called I'm Free, but it'll cost you. Oh, what? It didn't do very well, but I never heard of it. Did it make it to the New York Times best-selling list? I'm like, no, but it made it to the Essence Magazine best-selling list.
That's right. That's right.
She was and what she had and how amazing she was. She didn't even leave the space open for me to say, well, what do you do, lady? She's just tight. At some point she gets up and she goes to the bathroom. When I tell you that her husband came to life like the Tin Man, I'm from Brazil, and he's fine, little accent from Brazil. And I said, oh my God, well, I know 3 words in Portuguese. I know how to say hello, and tudo bem. I know how to say thank you, obrigada. And that's okay, Shilad. And he said, oh, you should come. The people there were lovely. We were talking, they had a wonderful time. She comes back from the bathroom, and he goes, doused by her tightness. He just couldn't wait for her to go away so he could come to life and talk. So he put a barrier in his back. So I didn't like this. I was going to try to make him talk again. So I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to ask him to pass me the bread. I don't even want the bread. I said, would you pass the bread, please? And he did, and I said, obrigada. And he said, oh, God! Don't tell me you speak Portuguese, too. And here's the moment of joy, because sometimes somebody holds a space for you, even if you're not holding it for yourself. Because the whole wedding reception, I had put myself down the whole time, and her husband had just enough power left to look at me and give me this look that said, And in that look, he was saying, my witch of a wife has been messing with you this whole wedding. And I've been listening to you put down all of your accomplishments. Yes, you're an actress on TV show. That's awesome. Yes, you have a book. Yes, you speak several languages. Yes, that's awesome. But don't you let her steal your joy the way she's stolen mine. And all of them look like, don't open that. I'm trying to tell you what I said without actually cursing. I'll tell you what I did say to her. I didn't want to lie and say I didn't speak, because I only speak 3 words of Portuguese. And he was like, don't you let her think that you are, you know that song, The Girl from Ipanema? Bum, 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 bum. Let her think that you are the girl from Ipanema. Don't you give her nothing. But he did it all with that look, so I just said, oh, tudo bem. Biache. It's a Portuguese word. Those of you who went to church today are very upset with me. Jesus loves me. Jesus
That's
knows
right.
my
He
heart.
loves you. That's right.
And Jesus knows I didn't even put myself down to make somebody feel better, because she never was going to feel better. Stop putting down your stuff. If you got something awesome going on, tell people about it. Share your joy. Share your magnificence. I want to build you up. I want to know who you are, what you got going on, because I want you around me. Because I want magnificent people around me. And if you're not lifting yourself up, we'll do that for each other. Let's do that for each other. That's my story of triumphs. It's a true story. It can only be true, Mama. It can only be true. All of this is all about what the final letter encompasses, which is S for self-love. Self-love is why we're here today. You're here today to not only to buy some little stuff at the expo and get some hair stuff, and you get Sherry Shepherd wig. You're here to do that too, but you're also here to nourish yourselves. We as women are the nourishers of others. You know, we give so much. And I'm not going to lie, I don't have any children, I don't have any pets, but I still give what I give when I get it. I got little goldfish, but they keep dying because I travel and forget to feed them, you know, they need love. We are the nourishers, and so a day like today is about nourishing yourself. A day like today is about self-care. What can you do to self-care? You know, when you fly, they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first. I never understood that. You want everybody to go, I need to go before I... No, you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. Get your rest. Do you know they're saying that there's sleep studies that say women need way more rest than we're getting. Now, men need the rest too, but women need even more rest. That's when we rejuvenate ourselves. You will be a much better mommy if you can get an extra 15 minutes of sleep. I'm telling you. And tell your kids that. Let mama nap for just a little bit longer, baby. I will be grumpy when I wake up, and then we'll play. And let mama get her rest. Let mama nourish her soul. Listen, my new thing is to, I eat way too many french fries. A stalk of broccoli is really so much better. It's not nearly as crunchy. But I know if I nourish myself with that which is good for me, make better choices. It's about self-love and not about hurting yourself. It's also not about abandoning yourself. I could tell you, just like I said, I forgave my ex-husband and whoever else may have hurt me. I knew they were going to hurt me before. I was like, he smells so good. And he's the only one available right now, so I might as well take him. I'd rather be with somebody than to be alone. And the truth is, how many relationships have you been in where you were actually alone? It was much better for you to be alone and nourish yourself than to be with somebody who is pulling from your soul. And we do that. We just have to want somebody to love me. Why don't you try loving yourself and not abandoning yourself? It's true. Be your own best friend. Aren't you good to your best friend? Don't you have best friend? You all have best friend. Aren't you good to your best friend? Treat yourself like your own best friend. Nourish yourself, treat yourself well, give yourself love, and show up for a day like today. I'm so proud of you for showing up. I'm proud for everyone in the room, but in particular the young women who are getting it now. This is about making a commitment to be extraordinary. The other piece I didn't tell you all about gift is I was born in the month of January. Any January babies here, January or late December? So here's what we have in common. All your life, when you hear somebody say, here you go, here's your birthday and your Christmas gift. You know what I'm talking about? And the rest of y'all are cheap giving us only one gift. Especially born right after Christmas or right before Christmas. I spent my whole life thinking that I was only going to ever get one gift. And the truth is, there's so many gifts inside of me to share with all of you, and so many gifts that I get back every day. Every breath is a gift. Every shining eye in this place I'm looking in right now is a gift, and I think I'm only allotted one because I was born too close to Christmas. The truth is that there's so much abundance that there's no gift that you can put in my hand that's not worth the gift that God puts inside my heart, inside your heart, or your heart, or any of your heart. Now, I need to preach, but hallelujah, you know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
GIFTS, be the gift that you are. Have the gift inside. Open your gift and share it with the world, and the world shares all its gifts back with you. I'm telling you, it's magical and it works. And not just because I happen to be a girl that works in Hollywood, because I ain't even got a job on television right now. Although I do have a part-time job on the Soul Man on TV Land. But the truth is that where I like to be is touching the people right here, right now, and finding out what your gifts are and sharing them with the world. So does anybody want to share with me as we close up now? And I have my little book on the side. Let me just say this to you. So if you have a girlfriend who couldn't come today, and you want to pour into her, and you want to share some of what you learned today, some of what you felt today, get a book for her, get a book for yourself. It's a simple book. It fits in your purse. It fits in your pocket. I still say pocketbook. I'm old school. It fits in my pocketbook or in your pocket. It's an easy place you can just open up, get some inspiration, and write or read any piece of it at any time. Get one for you. Get one for a friend. I'm going to be here signing and smiling and giving love and running to the ladies' room because I've had to tinkle ever since I'm standing in the hallway. That's my gift to all of you. I want you to give this gift to other people and give it to yourself because it's a reminder all the time. We need to be nourished all the time. The other piece I wanted to say is there anyone here that wants to either share what their gift is or share something a takeaway? You know, something that you're committed to being, something you're committed to doing or having. You're like maybe like three ladies or a gentleman, maybe this brother right here would like to stand up. Yes, ma'am. Stand up and say, what did you feel today? What did you learn today? What's your takeaway?